the ability to have somebody who is kind of epitomizes what you think your country stands for has always been a major ambition.
Sir Timothy Laurence, Princess Anne's husband of 33 years, has officially stepped into the role of Supreme Advisor, honored with a Victorian Order crafted from gold and diamonds, personally conferred by King Charles III. His emergence into the spotlight to assume a far greater role within the monarchy instantly ignited a toxic flame of jealousy in Queen Camilla. Fearing the loss of her position as the sole gatekeeper, Camilla covertly used an anonymous burner phone to leak a fabricated dossier to London tabloids in an effort to destroy his reputation right before the investiture. However, this dirty media ploy was uncovered by Prince William using a nighttime telecommunications frequency scanner. A masterclass psychological trap caught Camilla red-handed in the old library at 9:40 p.m., complete with the phone holding the damning data. A secret audio recording exposing Camilla's own voice, disparaging the king's failing health, shattered all her excuses. That very night, King Charles III personally tore the royal ring from Camilla's hand, stripped her of all power, and banished her to permanent house arrest on a secluded farm. How vital is Princess Anne's husband taking on a larger role for the survival of the monarchy, now that the traitorous Camilla has been stripped of her ring and exiled? Did this ruthless exposure restore true order? Or is it merely the beginning of further seismic shocks behind the doors of Balmoral? The atmosphere enveloping all of Balmoral Castle was dark and suffocatingly heavy. The ancient oak doors of the Scottish summer residence were firmly shut, sealing off the bitter truths within from the prying eyes of the public outside. King Charles III's health was deteriorating at an alarming pace. The king's steps lacked their former stability. His back stooped beneath the weight of relentless, agonizing pain and drawn-out medical treatments. The gaunt face of the head of the house clearly betrayed utter exhaustion, even as the monarchy sank into an unprecedentedly severe staffing crisis. Working royals carrying out vital duties grew ever sparser, leaving an overwhelming burden on those who remained. It was precisely during this turbulent, precarious moment that King Charles III made a pivotal decision to ensure his family's survival. The king resolved to bestow the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, a supreme honor exquisitely handcrafted from solid gold and encrusted with dazzling, astronomically expensive diamonds, upon Sir Timothy Laurence. He was not only Princess Anne's devoted, steadfast husband of 33 years, but also a quiet naval officer who had maintained unwavering loyalty to the crown through every storm. Going beyond conferring this prestigious honor, King Charles III publicly announced Sir Timothy's elevation directly into his innermost circle of advisors, personally handing him the keys to the most critical affairs behind the royal veil. This decision immediately met with total support and deep pride from Prince William and Princess Anne. For William, who was preparing to shoulder the future of the throne, Sir Timothy Laurence represented a rock of moral support, a seasoned, loyal uncle entirely free of self-interest, while his father grew weaker by the day. As for Princess Anne, the royal Iron Lady, her eyes shimmered with rare emotion. After 33 years of quietly standing behind her, supporting her and serving the family without ever demanding glory, her life partner was finally receiving the most prestigious, well-deserved recognition directly from the king's hands. Yet this historic decision felt like a harsh slap in the face to Queen Camilla, stoking the fires of toxic envy and ambition raging within her. For years, Camilla had regarded herself as the sole gatekeeper at King Charles III's bedside. She manipulated all access and controlled every piece of information, reaching or leaving the king, turning herself into the exclusive bridge through which anyone had to pass to reach central authority. Sir Timothy Lawrence's unexpected entrance into the inner circle struck sheer terror into Camilla's heart. She felt the supreme exclusivity she had painstakingly engineered falling under severe threat. The terror of losing absolute control drove Camilla's mind into a state of panic and intense hatred. Unbridled greed and boundless selfishness completely warped Camilla's humanity. She looked at the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order lying on red velvet, not as a family honor, but as a lever elevating Sir Timothy Laurence far above her. Camilla could not tolerate the sight of Princess Anne and her husband stepping into supreme advisory roles and shoving her out of the sphere of influence. Behind the locked doors of her private quarters, a ruthless scheme took root in her mind. She had to destroy Sir Timothy Laurence's credibility and trample his honor at all costs before the official investiture could take place. She resolved to ruin him with the dirtiest, most venomous strike imaginable, turning the noble award into a filthy scandal. As deep pitch-black night enveloped the grounds of Balmoral Castle with room lights dimming one by one and everyone falling asleep, Queen Camilla began setting her covert crime in motion. She locked her private bedroom door securely and drew the window drapes tight so not a single beam of light could escape. From the deep recesses of a handbag, hidden at the very bottom of her wardrobe, Camilla pulled out an anonymous phone. It was a cheap mobile device purchased with cash at a small shop on the outskirts of London, completely unregistered under any personal information or identity documents, specifically to evade all security tracing. Camilla's gaunt face caught the faint blue glow emitted by the secret phone's screen, illuminating features dripping with cruel calculation and greed. Using this burner phone, Camilla directly dialed a saved number, the personal line of the editor-in-chief of London's most notorious tabloid. The head of this publication was a media kingpin specializing in dirty scoops, living off digging up and weaving royal scandals, willing to pay astronomical sums or conspire with anyone in exchange for sensational leaks to shake public opinion. On the other end of the line, the editor listened to Camilla's whispered yet authoritative voice with utter excitement. He knew he was holding a media goldmine leaked directly by the most powerful woman inside Balmoral. Camilla did not stop at whispered lies over the phone. To give her attack maximum destructive force, she had personally prepared a toxic fabricated dossier. This file contained a series of meticulously crafted false narratives aimed at smearing Sir Timothy Laurence's past. Camilla slandered him with fake financial scandals during his time in the Navy, fabricated murky relationships, and painted him as an opportunist who used his marriage to Princess Anne as a stepping stone to infiltrate royal inner circles for personal gain. Every line in the dossier was carefully refined by Camilla's own hand, with vicious malice transforming a model officer into a man stained with moral rot. Camilla's timing was calculated with extreme cunning. She agreed with the tabloid editor that the entire smear file would be sent via digital transmission during the dead of night, just hours before the official investiture ceremony. Camilla smugly calculated that when the London tabloids blasted the sensational smear across their front pages, the following morning, public fury would explode and a media storm would erupt. In the ensuing panic, and given his extremely fragile health, King Charles III would have no choice but to cancel the ceremony, strip away the Victorian Knight Grand Cross, and exclude Sir Timothy Laurence from his inner council to quash the scandal. Standing by the closed window, clutching the burner phone and the smear dossier, Camilla flashed a sinister smile. She was absolute in her confidence that her plan was foolproof. She believed that an unregistered phone and a covert nighttime exchange were the invisible weapons that would let her destroy her rival without leaving a single trace. Wrapped in false triumph, Camilla whispered to herself that she remained the supreme puppet master behind the curtains of Balmoral, and that no one in this family possessed the competence to detect the filthy game she was playing. However, blind arrogance caused Camilla to completely underestimate Prince William. Less than 24 hours after Camilla's initial anonymous call to London, subtle anomalies failed to escape the future king's notice. Several seasoned royal correspondents from reputable outlets began reaching out to William's press office, raising strangely persistent, heavily biased questions regarding Sir Timothy Laurence's past. Possessing sharp instincts honed to deal with political traps, William instantly recognized these were no coincidence. A traitor inside Balmoral was covertly leaking toxic material to prepare a large-scale media ambush. William showed no hesitation, nor did he choose loud, disruptive actions. He understood that conducting an overt investigation would prompt the culprit to destroy evidence and go to ground, while also gravely impacting his father's frail health. William opted to act alone and discreetly like a seasoned detective. He personally secured a high-tech tool, a handheld telecommunications frequency scanner. This specialized, costly device could detect, analyze, and pinpoint every hidden radio wave or mobile data signal transmitted within a localized area, regardless of burner SIMs or high-level security settings. As late night fell and Balmoral Castle settled into dim, heavy silence, Prince William began his nocturnal hunt. Donning dark attire, he walked soundlessly across the thick velvet carpets lining the ancient stone corridors. Holding the frequency scanner firmly, William's sharp eyes tracked every telecommunications metric fluctuating across the small digital display. He quietly surveyed section by section, from the guard officers' quarters and staff areas to the hallways leading toward the royal reception rooms. As William's steps approached Queen Camilla's private living quarters, the indicator needle on the frequency scanner violently trembled. The screen flashed bright red warning alerts, registering a dense stream of shortwave data being continuously broadcast at 2:00 a.m. This frequency lay completely outside the castle's official security communications network and originated from an unregistered mobile device. William halted directly before the stone partition leading into Camilla's bedroom. In the stillness of the night, the scanner's screen light cast a glow over the prince's chiseled, ice-cold face. The signal coordinates displayed on the scanner led straight back to the Queen's private suite. All prior suspicions were now verified by infallible technological proof. Camilla was the culprit, covertly broadcasting, selling out the family's honor to the tabloids. William let out a cold smile in the dark. He did not storm in then and there. Instead, he quietly tucked the device away and returned to his room to set the stage for a devastating red-handed trap. Early the next morning, Prince William secretly met Princess Anne at the greenhouse behind Balmoral Castle, a completely isolated location impervious to eavesdropping. When William presented the frequency scanner along with the logged data stream originating from Camilla's room the previous night, Princess Anne clenched her hands so tightly her knuckles turned bone white. Deep fury flared in her eyes. Without needing many words, the two immediately set to work, crafting a lethal, psychological trap determined to force Camilla to expose her own damning evidence. William and Princess Anne intentionally leaked an urgent piece of fake news into the castle's internal communication channels. They deliberately let it reach Camilla's close confidants due to a sudden deterioration in King Charles III's health that afternoon. The investiture of the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order for Sir Timothy Laurence would no longer occur at 10:00 a.m. the next morning as scheduled, but was abruptly moved up to 10:00 p.m. that very night in the castle's north secret room. This fake news detonated like a bomb right before Camilla. Exactly according to William's meticulous script, upon hearing the ceremony had been moved up to 10:00 p.m. Camilla lost all composure, spiraling into sheer panic. Her fabricated smear dossier on Sir Timothy Laurence had not yet finished transmitting to the London tabloid editor due to its large file size and interrupted connectivity the night before. If the investiture took place at 10:00 p.m. tonight, Timothy would officially receive the order and join the advisory circle before the king, rendering all her smearing efforts entirely meaningless. The terrifying dread of losing her status as sole gatekeeper completely consumed whatever minimal composure and wisdom Camilla had left. She had no time to verify whether the schedule change was real. The greedy woman's mind was overwhelmed with frenzy. She was forced to find the location with the strongest signal in the castle to finish sending the smear payload to the press prior to 10:00 p.m. At precisely 9:40 p.m., amidst Balmoral's somber ambience, Camilla slipped covertly out of her private suite. Draped in a dark cloak covering her entire body, she clutched the printed fake dossier under one arm, while holding the burner phone tightly in the other. Her hurried, secretive steps headed straight toward the old library, a secluded, rarely visited room on the castle's west wing, featuring a large arched window facing the outer fence's broadcast tower, offering the strongest mobile signal area. Camilla was convinced everyone in the castle was gathering in the North Secret Room, making the old library a completely safe haven to finalize her crime unnoticed. The air inside the old library of Balmoral Castle was eerie and suffocatingly silent. The scent of decaying parchment mixed heavily with aged pinewood in the enclosed space. At exactly 9:40 p.m., the heavy wooden door opened a crack. Queen Camilla slipped inside covertly, carefully shutting the door behind her without making a sound. She crept quickly toward the large arched window in the corner, the spot with the strongest signal reception in the entire castle due to its proximity to the outer broadcast tower. Faint light from the garden filtered through the glass pane, illuminating Camilla's face, which quivered with fear, yet overflowed with ruthless envy. Her left arm held the printed dossier tightly against her body, while her right hand hastily powered on the burner phone display. The cheap mobile phone cast a blurry blue glow. Camilla quickly launched the file transfer application, selecting the folder containing the fabricated documents and staged images designed to smear Sir Timothy Lawrence's past. Her fingers moved frantically across the screen. Double-checking the destination address, the file was directed straight to the secure inbox of the London tabloid editor. Camilla's face relaxed into a sinister smirk. She believed that with a single tap of her finger, this entire filthy dossier would be successfully delivered. Come morning, a dirty media storm would drown Timothy's honor, forcing King Charles III to revoke the Gold and Diamond Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order and cast him out of the advisory circle. Camilla's fingertip hovered tremulously downward, mere millimeters from the send icon on the screen. At that exact critical moment, the entire overhead lighting system in the old library suddenly blazed to life. A brilliant golden light poured down from above, completely tearing apart the darkness. Terrified, Camilla jerked her hands up to shield her eyes, the burner phone nearly slipping from her trembling grip. As her vision adjusted, Camilla froze dead in her tracks. Her entire spine turned ice cold. The blood in her veins felt frozen into solid ice. Stepping out from behind the towering wooden bookshelves were Prince William and Princess Anne. They had been waiting in the shadows for a long time. William stepped forward, standing imposing like a stone mountain, his eyes blazing with absolute contempt and coldness toward his stepmother. Beside him stood Princess Anne with arms crossed her face, razor sharp, her eyes locked onto the fabricated dossier Camilla was clutching tightly against her chest. "Were you looking for a spot with a strong signal to send this file to the London tabloids? Queen Camilla." William's deep voice echoed, shattering the room's heavy silence. Camilla gasped in terror. In the panicked reflex of a caught criminal, she frantically whipped the burner phone and the dossier behind her back, attempting to regain a composure of fake dignity. Yet William gave her no chance to dispose of the evidence. Taking a long, commanding stride forward, he brushed aside Camilla's concealing arm with his firm hand. In one swift, precise movement, William snatched the burner phone, its screen still glowing on the data transfer interface, and confiscated the entire smear dossier targeting Sir Timothy Laurence. Stripped of the evidence and caught red-handed, Camilla turned from terror into explosive rage. Raising her brows, she clung frantically to the last shreds of her fake authority. Camilla stepped forward, pointing her ringed finger directly at William's face, and shouted, attempting to use her supreme status to intimidate. "You are insolent and outrageous. I am the queen of this nation. I am the lawful wife caring day and night for King Charles at his bedside. Not a single one of you, not even you, William, has the right to touch my personal belongings or search me like a criminal. Hand back that phone and get out of here this instant before I call security." Camilla's brazen threats and outrageous defiance did not shake Prince William by even a millimeter. The prince's face maintained a terrifying composure. He looked directly into Camilla's bloodshot, angry eyes, refusing to waste a single word, arguing or explaining. William slowly reached into his suit jacket pocket, producing a compact metallic digital audio playback device. He raised the device to Camilla's eye level, then calmly pressed play. A soft static hissed from the small speaker, followed immediately by a sound that plunged the entire old library into complete, frozen silence. It was the sharp, icy voice, overflowing with cruel calculation, of Camilla herself. The secretly recorded tape began clearly playing every word of the clandestine conversation between Camilla and the London tabloid editor from a few nights prior. Prepare the biggest, most sensational front page for me. The script smearing Timothy Laurence has been completely polished by my hand. The moment this dossier is released, that gold and diamond Victorian order will instantly turn into a filthy joke. He will never be able to step foot into the advisory circle beside Charles. The color drained entirely from Camilla's face. Her lips trembled, gasping out incoherent stammers. She lunged out her hand to snatch the audio device, but Princess Anne instantly stepped forward, blocking her path and sweeping her hand away with a look of profound disgust. The secret audio recording continued to play. The sound shifted to the most caustic, cruel section, where Camilla exposed her dark ambitions regarding her ailing husband, King Charles III. Her voice on the tape rang out crystal clear, without a shred of concealment. Charles is nearly done. His strength is depleted. He doesn't have much longer to live. I must hold fast to this gateway and control all access before it's too late. This castle and this monarchy must remain under my control. Every single word echoing from the recording struck like a whip through the air, stripping away Camilla's filthy true face, vile treachery, and bottomless greed. She was not merely plotting against others. She was anticipating the king's death to seize complete control. The devastating truth lay exposed by indisputable audio evidence. Camilla's legs buckled completely. Unable to maintain her fake pride, her back slammed against the edge of the wooden table behind her. The face that had moments ago roared with arrogance was now contorted in horror and absolute despair. Camilla understood that this audio recording was the ultimate death sentence for her honor, her standing, and her future within the royal family. She could only gasp for air, her hands gripping the table's edge, unable to utter another word of defense. That very night in the Great Hall of Balmoral, a somber, solemn, and chilling ambiance enveloped the ancient stone expanse. Chandelier light poured down upon towering columns where all key members of the royal family stood in silence, faces solemn and grim. At the center of the hall, King Charles III sat upright in a high-backed wooden chair. The king's face bore deep lines of agony, shock, and exhaustion after personally hearing the entire traitorous recording from the wife he had once trusted. Yet beneath the pain flared the resolute, icy gaze of a monarch. The doors of the Great Hall swung open. Prince William and royal security officers escorted Camilla inside. The woman who had once claimed to be the ultimate master of the castle now appeared completely pathetic, her cloak disheveled, her hair disarrayed, her head bowed low toward the stone floor, not daring to look anyone in the eye. King Charles III slowly stood up from his chair. The king uttered not a single word. His silence was far more terrifying than 1,000 angry words. No discussion or explanation took place. King Charles III took heavy yet resolute steps toward Camilla. The king extended a trembling yet firm hand, seizing Camilla's cowering fingers. In a public, merciless, and decisive act before the entire family, King Charles III personally tore the royal ring symbolizing status, honor, and power off Camilla's finger. The publicly stripped ring marked the total downfall of the greedy woman. Next, King Charles III coldly confiscated all keys to royal spaces Camilla held in her possession. The king issued his final sentence in a voice steel-hard and cold as ice, stripping all castle privileges, formally exiling Camilla into permanent house arrest at a remote farm deep in the countryside under strict 24/7 security surveillance. She was permanently banned from returning to any royal palace, forbidden from contacting the media, and completely excised from family life. Camilla collapsed onto the cold stone floor, weeping and wailing in utter disgrace and humiliation as security officers stepped forward, handcuffed her, and escorted her out of the Balmoral Great Hall into the dark night. The Balmoral darkness swallowed the traitor whole, bringing her filthy manipulation to an absolute end. The next morning, as warm, fresh rays of dawn light illuminated the arched glass windows of Balmoral Castle, the somber atmosphere of the previous night was swept away. In the main stateroom, before the proud and emotionally moved eyes of Prince William and Princess Anne King, Charles III stood tall, his face regaining its serenity and dignity. The King held the Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, a masterpiece of solid gold inlaid with sparkling diamonds, and personally pinned it to Sir Timothy Lawrence's chest. The fitting strike had been delivered, the villain publicly exposed and stripped of everything. Sincerity, loyalty, and monarchical order were officially and gloriously restored behind the veil of Balmoral. Does William's psychological trap and recording launch to bring down his stepmother earn your admiration? Is this decisive, ice-cold resolve a definitive declaration that the future throne rests securely in the hands of a truly capable monarch? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.